What could the FBI possibly find in Jay Leno's mansion? Hidden secrets or rare treasures? Inside his luxurious home, authorities discovered things no one expected. From rare cars to unusual collections, these discoveries will leave you shocked. But why are the FBI interested in Jay Leno? Join us as we uncover the mind-blowing secrets tied to Jay Leno's incredible wealth. Jay Leno's world of wealth and wheels. Jay Leno is not just a name on television. He is a man whose life is built on hard work, talent, and a love for the unusual. Over the years, he has amassed a remarkable collection of properties and possessions, each reflecting a part of his personality and his passions. Among the most well-known of these is his Newport, Rhode Island mansion. This elegant home sits in a picturesque coastal city known for its grand houses and serene views of the Atlantic Ocean. Leno purchased the property for $13,500,000, making it one of his most notable real estate acquisitions. The mansion is not just a home, it is a symbol of success, a private retreat away from the public eye, and a place where he can enjoy the quiet moments of life that fame often interrupts. While the Newport mansion reflects elegance and coastal charm, it is his California properties that reveal the most about his unique interests. Adjacent to his Burbank mansion lies an extraordinary space that sets Leno apart from other collectors and celebrities. It is his famous garage, but calling it just a garage does not capture the full picture. Spanning over 100,000 square feet across multiple properties, this space is more like a private museum than a simple storage area. It houses a breathtaking collection of more than 180 cars and 160 motorcycles, each chosen with care for its history, rarity, or craftsmanship. The scale of the garage alone is astonishing. Walking through it is like stepping into a different world, one where machines tell stories of innovation, design, and speed. Many of the vehicles are vintage, carefully restored to their original glory. Others are custom-built, unique creations that exist nowhere else on Earth. Each car and motorcycle is a reflection of Leno's personality. They are a blend of elegance, adventure, and obsession with detail. The collection is not static. Leno actively drives many of these vehicles, keeping them alive and functional rather than letting them sit idle. This makes the garage not only a display of wealth but also a place of action, passion, and engagement. Security is an essential part of the garage. Protecting such a vast and valuable collection requires more than ordinary measures. The space features advanced surveillance cameras, reinforced doors, and climate control systems designed to preserve the condition of the classic vehicles. The level of attention and care devoted to the garage demonstrates how seriously Leno approaches his hobby. It is a personal sanctuary where he can explore mechanical wonders, tinker with engines, and enjoy his love for vehicles in a completely private setting. Despite its vast size and sophisticated security, the garage is not just a functional space. It is a reflection of a life devoted to a singular, intense passion. Beyond the garage itself, Leno's approach to collecting shows a broader view of wealth and happiness. He does not collect to show off. He collects because each vehicle tells a story, evokes memories, or presents a challenge to restore and maintain. The garage is a living project, a personal playground where his love for machines meets creativity and care. Every corner, every shelf, every vehicle is part of a larger story about a man who refuses to be ordinary. The garage also demonstrates how Leno blends his public life with private joys. While millions watch him entertain on television, he spends countless hours among cars and motorcycles, quietly perfecting engines and admiring design. The contrast between his homes and the garage is striking. One is a serene mansion by the sea, calm and stately. The other is a vibrant living space filled with history, power, and movement. Together, they show the different sides of Jay Leno: the successful entertainer who commands attention and the passionate collector who treasures precision and detail. Both spaces are a testament to his dedication, his unique taste, and his ability to create worlds that are entirely his own. They reveal a man who values comfort, beauty, and creativity, and who has used his wealth to build spaces that reflect every facet of his life. In understanding Jay Leno's wealth and properties, it becomes clear that he has curated more than a collection of material things. He has built a life that allows him to explore every interest fully, to celebrate success without losing personal passion, and to create spaces that bring him joy on multiple levels. However, this is not where his wealth ends. His collection of vehicles has always intrigued many. Jay Leno's extraordinary collection of cars and motorcycles. Jay Leno's garage is not just a space for vehicles. It is a living celebration of history, engineering, and passion. Walking into it feels like stepping into a world where machines are not just tools but treasures. The collection is vast and varied. reflecting decades of dedication to preserving, restoring, and enjoying some of the rarest and most unique vehicles ever made. As of late 2024, the collection includes at least 181 cars and 160 motorcycles. Among the most notable pieces in the collection are rare classics that are instantly recognizable to enthusiasts around the world. Ferraris, Bugattis, and McLarens take pride of place in the garage. These vehicles are not just expensive, some are worth more than $1 million each. They represent milestones in automotive history, exceptional design, and powerful performance. Owning such machines requires more than wealth. It requires knowledge, attention, and a deep love for the art of the automobile. Leno approaches each car with patience and reverence, ensuring they remain in pristine condition and, whenever possible, continue to be driven rather than left idle. Beyond the classics, Leno has one-of-a-kind custom vehicles that stand out for their unique engineering and design. Some feature engines and components that cannot be found anywhere else. These vehicles are often commissioned specifically for him, making them truly unique. They are not just cars, they are experiments in creativity, innovation, and craftsmanship. Each one demonstrates how far Leno is willing to go to celebrate engineering brilliance. He enjoys the challenge of understanding, maintaining, and showcasing these machines. The garage also houses historic vehicles with legendary provenance. Among them are two Doble steam cars, one a sedan and the other a roadster that once belonged to Howard Hughes. The collection includes the fifth Duesenberg Model X ever built, and one of only 9 remaining 1963 Chrysler turbine cars. There are also antique electric cars, including a 1909 Baker motor vehicle, which happens to be the favorite of his wife, Mavis. Beyond these, there are motorcycles that once made history on racetracks or appeared in films. Each of these vehicles represents a story, a moment in time, or a piece of innovation that shaped automotive history. Jay Leno is not content to simply own these vehicles. He personally restores many of them, documenting every step of the process. Through his website and television program, Jay Leno's Garage, viewers can see videos and photos detailing the history, mechanical components, and restoration process of each vehicle. The program shows the love and care Leno puts into maintaining his collection. Bernard Jutli, his garage manager, works alongside him to ensure every vehicle receives the attention it deserves. The level of detail in the restoration process is extraordinary, turning the garage into a place of learning, admiration, and fascination for enthusiasts and casual viewers alike. The garage is more than just a personal space. It is also connected to the wider world through Leno's public projects. Since 1985, he has served as the Grand Marshal for the Love Ride, a motorcycle charity event that has raised nearly $14 million for causes including muscular dystrophy research, Autism Speaks, and recovery efforts after the September 11th attacks. The collection itself has inspired contributions to media and entertainment. For example, Leno opened his garage to the team that developed the 2011 video game L.A. Noire, providing access to nearly 100 cars from the late 1940s. This allowed the developers to create accurate representations of the vehicles for the game, blending history, education, and entertainment. The collection includes remarkable highlights, such as 2 tanks, a jet-powered motorcycle, and a solar-powered hybrid, showcasing Leno's interest in unusual and experimental vehicles. Among the most expensive cars is a 1994 McLaren F1 sports car, the first to be imported to the United States. Leno purchased it in the late 1990s for approximately $800,000. Today, its value has grown to at least $20 million. In total, the entire collection is worth at least $52 million, making it one of the most impressive private collections in the world. Leno's passion extends beyond ownership. He shares his knowledge through a regular column in Popular Mechanics, showcasing his collection and offering advice on restoration, unique models, and automotive technology. He also contributes occasional articles to the Sunday Times, reviewing high-end sports cars and discussing innovations in design and performance. Now, let's take a look at how Jay Leno's garage make up the man he is today. The garage as a lifestyle. Jay Leno's garage is far more than a place to store cars. Unlike many collectors who keep rare vehicles locked away, Leno interacts with every machine he owns. He drives nearly all of his cars regularly, covering some 15,000 miles each year. This dedication is remarkable, especially given the rarity and value of many vehicles in his collection. Every car, from classic Ferraris to custom-built machines, is treated as more than an object. It is a companion, a project, and a source of joy. The garage itself is equipped like a professional workshop, with all the tools and equipment needed for restoration, maintenance, and testing. Leno personally oversees much of the work, ensuring that every car receives meticulous care and attention to detail. Engines are tuned, bodywork is polished, and mechanical parts are repaired or replaced with precision. This hands-on approach demonstrates not only his knowledge but also his devotion. Cars in Leno's garage are not simply displayed, they are maintained, restored, and driven. The space functions as both a home and a laboratory for automotive artistry, where every vehicle is nurtured and celebrated. Beyond the mechanical and personal aspects, Leno's garage plays an important role in the wider community. It is not purely private. Media crews, car enthusiasts, and even fellow celebrities often visit. The garage functions as a cultural hub, a place where ideas, passion, and knowledge about vehicles are exchanged. Visitors witness the intricate processes of restoration, the excitement of rare acquisitions, and the stories behind each car. This public aspect of the garage adds layers of significance, transforming it into more than a personal obsession. It becomes a shared experience, blending private interest with community engagement. The television series Jay Leno's Garage amplifies this effect, turning the collection into a source of entertainment, education, and fame. Through the show, audiences get an intimate look at the vehicles, the restoration process, and Leno's own enthusiasm. Viewers experience the cars not just as machines but as living history. The series demonstrates how Leno has successfully merged personal passion with public persona, creating a unique space that educates, entertains, and inspires. It is a rare example of how a private collection can become a cultural phenomenon, reaching audiences far beyond the garage walls. The garage also fuels fascination and speculation. Rumors abound about hidden treasures, secret vehicles, or exotic acquisitions. While much of this is conjecture, it reflects the public's deep curiosity about Leno's world. People are captivated not only by the cars themselves, but by the idea of a private collection that is both immense and meticulously curated. In contrast with Leno's mansion, which is lavish but private, the garage is shared, celebrated, and accessible. This contrast highlights a unique duality. The mansion symbolizes wealth and privacy, while the garage represents passion, openness, and connection. In this way, the garage becomes more than a collection. It is a lifestyle, a living museum, and a stage where personal obsession intersects with public fascination. Leno's daily interaction with his vehicles, combined with the workshop, community engagement, and television presence, transforms the space into a multi-dimensional experience. Despite the comfort his wealth has brought him, it has always come with its own set of controversies and risks behind Jay Leno's wealth. Jay Leno's love for cars and motorcycles is legendary. His garage is famous, holding a vast collection of rare classics, one-of-a-kind custom builds, and historic machines. It is a place of passion, creativity, and preservation. Yet, even in this world of beauty and mechanical marvels, issues, risks, and controversies have arisen over the years. They show that owning and maintaining such a collection is not just about wealth or status. It comes with responsibility, legal challenges, and potential dangers. One of the most notable legal disputes involving Leno's collection began in 2008, centered around a 1931 Duesenberg Model J. This car is considered one of the most significant automobiles of its time. The heirs of a former owner filed a lawsuit against Leno, claiming that a Manhattan storage garage had auctioned the vehicle without proper consent. According to the heirs, the sale was prompted by unpaid parking fees, but they argued that the auction itself was illegitimate. They believed the sale was a way to bypass their ownership rights and transfer the car to a private buyer. Leno acquired the car in that auction, which placed him at the center of a legal and ethical debate over historical vehicle ownership. The lawsuit over the Duesenberg highlighted broader questions about how classic cars are managed. When vehicles have complex histories, contested ownership, or high value, every transaction can spark controversy. Storage, auction procedures, and legal rights all come under scrutiny. Although this lawsuit was one of the few public legal challenges directly tied to Leno's collection, it drew attention to the responsibilities and potential pitfalls of owning historically significant machines. It also demonstrated how even respected collectors must navigate the complicated intersection of law, history, and property rights. Owning and actively working with rare and vintage vehicles comes with physical risks, as well as legal or ethical questions. In November 2022, Leno experienced one of these hazards firsthand. While working on a vintage steam car in his Los Angeles garage, the vehicle caught fire. Leno suffered serious burns to his face and hands, requiring medical attention. This incident reminded the public that even someone with decades of experience in automotive care can face unexpected danger. A few months later, in early 2023, Leno had a motorcycle crash while riding a vintage bike from his collection. He sustained broken bones, highlighting the inherent risks of operating rare and powerful machines. These incidents, while not controversies in the traditional sense, generated significant media attention and public concern. They brought awareness to the dangers of maintaining and using such an extensive collection. Unlike a display car in a museum, Leno's vehicles are actively driven and worked on, increasing the potential for accidents. It also raised questions about the safety and responsibility of maintaining a private collection on this scale, showing that passion and dedication sometimes come with real-world consequences. Public perception of Leno's wealth and collection has also been influenced by his career and broader controversies. Although his television work is separate from his garage, events in his public life have sometimes colored how people view his wealth. The so-called time slot conflict in 2010, when Leno returned to hosting after a primetime experiment, drew criticism from peers and parts of the public. Some saw him as opportunistic, and that perception of ambition or self-interest extended to how some observers view his substantial wealth and car collection. While these criticisms are not scandals tied directly to the garage, they demonstrate how reputation and public perception can influence opinions about ownership and privilege. The Duesenberg lawsuit also sparked ethical debates about collecting, ownership, and public access to historical vehicles. Questions arise about whether it is fair for wealthy collectors to acquire potentially disputed classics that might have belonged to estates, heirs, or organizations with historical claims. Discussions about preservation versus monopolization often surface among car collectors, historians, and enthusiasts. Leno's collection illustrates this tension. His vehicles are privately owned and maintained, preserving rare machines for posterity, yet they are largely inaccessible to the public except through media presentations, raising questions about the balance between personal passion and public interest. Beyond legal and ethical concerns, rumors and sensational stories occasionally emerge around high-profile collectors like Leno. Over the years, unverified claims about mafia ties, gambling debts, or illicit activity linked to his car collection have circulated. There is no credible public evidence supporting these allegations. Leno has denied such claims, and the vast majority of reporting confirms that his collection has remained legal and above board. His garage is a space of personal enjoyment and historical preservation, not a venue for misconduct. Even accidents like fires or crashes are viewed as the result of active participation with vintage machinery, not negligence or malice. For those exploring Leno's car collection in a long-form narrative, these factual challenges and controversies offer compelling threads. The Duesenberg lawsuit provides a concrete example of the legal and ethical complexity that can arise with high-value vehicles. However, the controversies are not only tied to his cars but also his career. Jay Leno's career conflicts and late-night turmoil. Jay Leno's rise to the top of late-night television is a story of talent, timing, and ambition. It is also a story of tension, rivalry, and public scrutiny. Behind the laughter and applause, there were moments of friction that tested not only his career but also his personal resilience. The path to becoming the host of The Tonight Show was far from smooth, and the fallout from decisions made during his tenure left cracks in the curtain of his public image. The first major point of tension occurred during Leno's ascension to the coveted role of host of The Tonight Show. This opportunity required bypassing David Letterman, who was widely expected to take the position. The network's decision to place Leno in the role instead sparked significant industry fury. Comedians, writers, and television insiders expressed frustration, feeling that Letterman had been unfairly overlooked. For Leno, stepping into the host's chair was a major career achievement, yet it also placed him in a position of long-term resentment from peers. While audiences cheered, the backstage atmosphere was tense, with whispers of betrayal and opportunism lingering for years. The tensions escalated further in 2010, during what is now widely remembered as the time slot drama with Conan O'Brien. Leno had launched a primetime show, which initially seemed like an innovative step. However, the ratings did not meet expectations. NBC, struggling to maintain viewership, attempted to reshuffle the late-night time slots, proposing that Leno return to his original slot while moving O'Brien to a later time. This decision triggered a public relations storm, with fans, media, and industry insiders all weighing in. The situation quickly became one of the most talked-about moments in television history, turning internal scheduling conflicts into public drama. Leno found himself at the center of a maelstrom, facing criticism from the public and colleagues alike. The fallout from the time-slot drama was significant. Many within the comedy community, including fellow comedians and writers, saw Leno as the villain. Accusations of opportunism and betrayal circulated, casting him in a negative light despite his long-standing contributions to comedy. The narrative painted him as someone who placed career advancement above loyalty to peers, a perception that lingered for years. Leno's image, carefully cultivated through decades of television success, faced an unexpected strain. Fans continued to enjoy his performances, yet the professional backlash created a complex duality. He was adored on stage, yet criticized behind the scenes. For someone whose life revolved around humor and making others laugh, managing the bitterness and tension from this backlash must have been challenging. Leno was confronted with a dual identity, the king of late night, commanding one of the most influential shows in television history, and a public figure who was sometimes publicly disliked and privately resented by colleagues. Navigating this duality required resilience, careful image management, and a deep understanding of the entertainment industry. It was a delicate balance between maintaining professional relationships, protecting personal reputation, and continuing to perform at the high level audiences expected. The internal struggles associated with this duality are fertile ground for understanding the human side of Leno's story. Beyond the spotlight and studio lights, there was the tension of navigating success amid conflict. The laughter that audiences enjoyed masked the pressure, stress, and emotional labor involved in maintaining such a high-profile career. Despite the fame and luxury, Jay Leno still experienced several challenges that many are unaware of. Jay Leno's personal life and hidden challenges. Jay Leno is a name synonymous with laughter, late-night television, and charisma. Audiences around the world know him for his quick wit, infectious humor, and seemingly effortless charm. Yet behind the bright lights, applause, and fame lies a life shaped by personal challenges, family responsibilities, and emotional trials that the public rarely sees. Leno's story is not only about success but also about resilience, love, and the quiet endurance required to navigate life's unexpected hardships. One of the defining aspects of Leno's personal life is his long-standing marriage to Mavis Leno. The two married in 1980, long before he became a household name. Their relationship has endured the peaks and valleys of fame, providing stability in a world where celebrity marriages often face intense pressure. Mavis has been a constant presence through Leno's career evolution, from his early days performing stand-up comedy to hosting one of television's most iconic programs. Their bond reflects commitment, shared values, and a partnership capable of withstanding the strain of public scrutiny and the relentless demands of a high-profile career. While his professional life flourished, Leno also endured personal losses that added a layer of emotional weight to his journey. Over the years, he faced the deaths of close family members, including his mother, father, and later his brother. Experiencing such loss while in the public eye magnifies grief, as there is little privacy to process sorrow away from media attention and public expectation. These tragedies occurred alongside career milestones, creating a stark contrast between his outward persona of humor and success and the private reality of mourning and personal pain. Managing grief under these circumstances requires strength and an ability to compartmentalize, balancing professional obligations with the natural human need to grieve. Leno's personal challenges extend beyond family loss. He has reportedly faced difficulties stemming from dyslexia, a condition that can make reading and processing written information more challenging. While many see him as articulate and quick-witted, navigating dyslexia likely required additional effort and adaptation, especially in a career dependent on scripts, teleprompters, and comedic timing. Additionally, Leno's distinctive facial and jaw structure, known as mandibular prognathism, may have contributed to insecurities in his youth. At the same time, these physical features became part of his recognizable stage image, helping define a unique persona that set him apart from other performers. What may have once been a source of self-consciousness became a defining trait that audiences associated with his charm and presence. The emotional cost of these experiences, family loss, health challenges, and personal insecurities, creates a dual life that contrasts sharply with the public image of laughter and success. Leno's humor, quick comebacks, and stage confidence mask a man who has faced profound personal trials. This tension between outward appearance and inner reality adds depth to his story, reminding audiences that success does not erase human vulnerability. It also highlights the resilience required to maintain a public persona while navigating private struggles that could easily overwhelm anyone. Recent developments in Leno's personal life underscore the ongoing challenges he faces. His wife, Mavis, has been diagnosed with dementia, a condition that affects memory, cognition, and daily functioning. In 2024, Leno was granted conservatorship to manage her care, reflecting both his responsibility as a husband and the seriousness of the situation. Caring for a loved one under such circumstances requires immense patience, emotional strength, and unwavering dedication. Rumors, scandals, and the complex public image of Jay Leno. Leno's high visibility and success have made him a target for speculation and gossip, creating a dual identity that contrasts admiration with criticism. Understanding this side of Leno reveals not only the cost of fame but also the resilience required to navigate a public life under constant scrutiny. One of the most significant factors shaping Leno's public image is the perception of betrayal among some comedians and industry insiders. His rise to the hosting position on The Tonight Show and subsequent handling of late-night transitions left many feeling sidelined or overlooked. Colleagues and peers expressed frustration, viewing Leno as opportunistic or self-serving in moments that reshaped the late-night landscape. This perception led to whispers of him being a bully or a careerist, labels that contrasted sharply with his public persona of humor and affability. The tension between professional accomplishment and the judgment of peers demonstrates how success in a competitive industry can strain relationships and trust, even for someone admired by millions of viewers. Leno's visibility and wealth have also made him a target for public speculation and conspiracy. Over the years, rumors have circulated about his personal life, finances, and even potential connections to organized crime. Some claimed he owed gambling debts or suffered injuries linked to mob activity. There is no credible evidence supporting these claims, and Leno has denied them. Yet the persistence of such stories highlights the fascination and scrutiny that accompany fame. Public figures often become symbols onto which the media and audience project fears, exaggerations, or curiosity. For Leno, the mixture of late-night prominence, immense wealth, and a private passion for cars created fertile ground for exaggerated tales, jokes, and misinterpretations. Exaggerations and unfounded gossip are only one part of the story. Leno has also faced speculation about personal decline or vulnerability. As he aged and shifted roles within television, public attention sometimes focused on perceived weaknesses, inferring stress, isolation, or diminishing abilities. Again, these were largely unfounded assumptions. Yet the repeated focus on such narratives demonstrates how public figures often carry a dual identity, one built on professional success and another shaped by rumor, gossip, and the assumptions of others. This dual identity can create a profound tension. On one hand, Leno is celebrated for his achievements, beloved by millions for his humor, late-night mastery, and car collection. On the other, he has faced criticism from peers, scrutiny from the media, and the weight of public perception. This tension forms a natural narrative arc, highlighting the human cost of fame. While audiences see laughter, polished shows, and collections of rare cars, there is another reality in which Leno navigates judgment, rivalry, and personal pressure. Maintaining composure in the face of criticism, managing public perception, and continuing to perform at the highest level requires resilience, discipline, and emotional strength. The intersection of rumors, scandals, and reputation also illuminates the isolation that can accompany visibility. Fame does not provide immunity from judgment. In many ways, it amplifies every decision, every error, and every success. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.